India are staring down the barrel at the end of day 3 after Australia's brilliant performance with the ball and in the field. On today's episode of Jatin's Scorecard, I am going to focus on 4 crucial links in the day's play, which are Cummins, Vihari, Pujara and Australia's short-pitched bowling strategy. Let's start with Cummins. Cummins is an absolute captain's dream. As a captain, when you look around the field and look at your bowlers, you always want your bowlers to want the ball. They should be wanting to be part of the action. And Cummins is just that. We saw that as India started off confidently with Gill and Rohit Sharma, they added 50 odd. You saw that Cummins immediately changed his strategy. Instead of moving the ball away from the right-hander, he came in and started hitting the deck harder and trying to bring the ball in. And he was just checking if he gets any more purchase from the pitch with this extra pace which he's putting, extra effort which he's putting into the ball. And he got just that. Today, I thought he was the standout bowler for Australia. He has bowled them back into a situation of dominance. Let's talk a bit about Australia's short-pitched bowling strategy. Australia are blessed to have the best fast bowling attack in the world with Stark, Cummins and Hazlewood. And Australia use this attack very, very smartly. Let's talk about how they use Mitchell Stark. They use Stark in 2 gears. So when Stark comes in and bowls the first over for Australia with the new ball, they use him to bring the ball back into the right-hander. And you've seen the troubles that has caused to Prithvi Shaw, to Mayank Agarwal, to Cheteshwar Pujara as well. So that's their first gear of using Stark. The second gear is that as the ball gets older and if there are partnerships being built up, Stark comes in and starts attacking the body of the batsman. He starts bowling from an angle into the midriff, aiming at the head and with 2 or 3 men around the square leg area. So that we saw today was extremely successful. He came in and he hit Jadeja on the thumb, and that could be a potential kind of match or even series threatening injury for Jadeja, because the way he looked at that thumb and he kind of tried to pull it out, it was as if the thumb had got dislocated and he was just trying to pull that bone back into place. So Stark hit him, and hit him with that strategy. That's how they use Stark. Cummins also was used in a similar fashion. So they have Lyon bowling from one end, and as the ball gets older, they have Cummins and Stark coming from the other end and bowling short pitched, aimed at the body stuff to the batsman. And we saw that with Cummins hitting Rishabh Pant on the elbow as well. So that's a crucial kind of link for Australia. It's a glue which they use to keep a game under control, and it worked very well for India because Lyon from the other end was asking questions as he normally does, asking questions with every ball. And this strategy I thought was smart of Tim Paine. If we saw some great captaincy in the last test match by Ajinkya Rahane, I thought we saw some really smart captaincy today by Tim Paine. Let's talk about Vihari a little bit. There have been questions, about his inclusion in the team. I have been a firm believer in Vihari. I continue to believe in him. But I think that when you play as a main line batsman, a front line batsman or a pure batsman in an 11, you have to pull your weight more than what Vihari is doing right now. And today for me, that run out was, a sign of a guy who was not able to get the scoreboard ticking. He had batted 50 balls for his 4 runs. And out of desperation, he took a really, really risky single and he paid the price for it. Now, these are the moments in the game where either you make the game or you kind of break the game a little bit. If Vihari had stuck around for a while, if he had scored say 40-50, India would have been in a different position. And as a guy who's batting number 5, you have to be prepared for these tough situations. And Vihari is a tough guy. I have known him for many, many years now. He started off as a child prodigy in Hyderabad. Things soured for him in Hyderabad, and then he moved to Andhra, took on the challenge of a new team, a new house, new surroundings, and he's worked his way into the Indian team. So I am rooting for him, but he will have to back himself in the second innings, and he will have to play a gutsy knock somewhere along the lines of what Ajinkya Rahane played in the last test match. Another guy who's kind of disappointed me a little bit is Pujara. Fantastic player, great temperament, great patience. But at the end of the day, you have to keep the scoreboard ticking. Today, Pujara hit his first boundary of his 100th ball. Now, on a wicket such as this, and hey, I've been a batsman, I've been a cricketer. I know how tough it is to actually score runs and survive in these conditions. But when you have the stature of somebody like a Pujara, I thought that he could have kind of not dictated the game a little bit more, but set the game a little bit more through running hard between the wickets, to trying to be a little more aggressive. So I thought while we all have the highest regard for Pujara, I thought he kind of batted India into a little bit of a spot today. At the end of the day, let's not forget that batting longer doesn't win you test matches. Scoring more runs and taking wickets win you test matches. And India will be having that chat with Pujara. I think Pujara would have realized himself, knowing the kind of great team man he is. And now the set is staged for another show of Indian courage, Indian guts, and the ability to fight out and tough out situations. I think guys like Pujara, Vihari, Rohit Sharma, Rohit Sharma must be kicking himself right now, because he had stitched together a good start with Gill. The wicket was playing at its best, and he should have gone on and scored at least 50, 60, 70. That would have put India in a different position. But it's a game of cricket. Ifs and buts have no position in this. So we are where we are. India is where they are right now, with their backs against the wall. And tomorrow they will have to break this partnership in the first half an hour or so. Otherwise the game will run away from India. Australia will try and bat 2.5 sessions, and they will put India back at least for an hour, unless India bowl them out earlier and then are maybe chasing 300. It's not going to be an easy chase at all. People have written off India before, but this pitch is also going to be very tough. So the stage is set, as this series has been so intriguing, so enthralling, so gripping. I think the stage is set for another gripping day of Test cricket on day 4. Thanks for watching. Leave your thoughts, leave your comments on my Twitter handle using the Ask Jatin hashtag, and I'll get back to you. See you at the same time tomorrow.